Hello traders, P. Consington from iHub here, and today I want to talk to you about VRNI, Virogen Incorporated, which is an OTC markets traded stock. So the first thing I want to talk about on this chart is the RSI. You'll notice that it's been trending up while the price per share has been consolidating lower, and this is actually a bullish sign because it means that the stock's outperforming, the indexes, or the indices rather. So this is a very bullish sign short term. And that's what these two white lines here are for, to show that the RSI was trending up while the price per share was kind of consolidating in a lower range. Another thing about the RSI is that it's also currently just now breaking into the buy zone, which is between 50 and 70, and that indicates that bulls are taking power here in the stock, and the bears are going to start losing here short term. Next thing I want to point out here is the resistance line, and this has just been a small little resistance level throughout the history of the stock chart here. It's at 001. So from 0007, we still have a ways to run up before we hit that resistance, and it does seem to be a slight resistance as it's been blown through pretty easily in the past. So the next key thing I want to talk about is the support, which is at 0006. You'll notice that it's been holding very strongly. It's kind of been the support for this most recent consolidation. We haven't really broken below it very much, and it always bounces back. So you can see that right here. And again, the resistance is this top green line here, and the support's this bottom green line. So you can see we're in this nice little channel right now, and we're kind of towards the bottom part of it, it feels like. So there's plenty of upside in this channel and even more beyond it. The next thing I want to point out here is that you'll notice there's a ton of moving averages here. We have a 10-day moving average right here in this neighborhood. We have a 20-day moving average, 100-day moving average, and a 13-day moving average right at 0.0007 right now. Now, generally, you'll notice that when there's a bunch of moving averages in one area that have played key support resistance levels, as most of these moving averages have, it's a strong sign that once you break through them all, it's going to be a very, very bullish spurt. There's going to be a nice little leg up. So that's one thing we want to watch here, is for all those moving averages to be broken through. Next thing I want to point out really quickly here is that the Bollinger Bands are these blue lines, and when they start to pinch together, that generally means volatility is coming. And when they lie within the Keltner channels, that's a good sign for when it's consolidating, and when the Bollinger Bands squeeze out of the Keltner channels, which are these brown lines here, that's a sign that we have a really big move coming up. It's generally a full-on breakout, and these are called squeeze plays. So keep that in mind as we come into tomorrow. So another thing I want to point out here is the accumulation disk line and the OBV. Both of these indicators are in agreement here. They're basically saying shares are being accumulated, and judging by the spike here, I'm going to say it's probably a pretty large group. We're seeing pretty increased volume, compared to what we've been seeing a while ago. So there's definitely a lot of accumulation hitting here, as is confirmed by the CMF, which is this indicator right here. You'll notice it's also starting to spike up itself, and will soon cross into the positive. So definite accumulation here. Another thing I want to point out is the Williams %R indicator. It just it's another thing that shows overbought or oversold, and basically we're in the oversold. We're just crawling out of the oversold category right now, and we're spiking up pretty hard. So generally when this happens, you can expect a full run up to overbought, and that's not necessarily always true, but with the strength of this spike up, it sure looks like we're going to hit the overbought region. So definitely keep your eyes peeled here. And finally, I want to point out the ROC indicator, which is a volatility indicator as well. And generally when it's around the 0 area, it's very volatile. You'll notice that we're at negative 12.5 right now, and this line right here is 100, so we're very, very, very close to 0. There should be some extreme volatility coming soon, and that could easily push us above those moving averages and help push us into a blue sky breakout above that 001 resistance level. And finally, the TRIX indicator, another short-term momentum indicator here. You'll notice that it's starting to smooth out. It was on a downtrend and smoothing out, and it should quickly kind of start to curl up and cross over bullishly, and we should see a full short-term bullish momentum effect in play. And I accidentally forgot to talk about the MACD. You'll notice that it had been downtrending from about here. Right here, I'll draw that line out really quickly. It had been downtrending, and we're just starting to kind of curl back up. You can barely see it, but we are curling back up. You can see the histogram here, it's getting smaller. That means that the divergence is decreasing, and we're actually about to flip over and start diverging positively with our curl up and bullish crossover. So the MACD is looking very bullish. I'm bullish on this stock tomorrow. I'm expecting to see a breakout, some huge volume here soon. So keep your eyes on VRNI, Virogen Incorporated. Again, on the OTC markets, today was up 16.67% on 18.6 million in volume. Head on over to www.goldmedalpennystocks.com to stay in cahoots with our latest updates and favorite picks. I'm not a financial professional, so please don't take my word on anything and just kind of take it as entertainment value. These are just my opinions, and you should not base any investment decisions on what I say. Thanks and good luck.